I'm going to show you how I'm going to plant up some Italian parsley from a punnet. Now these are reasonably pot bound, so we'll go through what to do with that. Just going to plant it up in a 30 centimetre pot, which there's 8 plants in here. It's probably a little bit much for this pot, really 4, even 3 is probably enough long term, but I don't mind splitting this up. I haven't got much potting mix, so I'm going to put 4 there, 4 there, and we'll plant up a few other things. Alright, so first things first, just going to use the potting mix. Fill her up. This has got fertiliser in it, so we don't need to add anything. It's got other things in it like crystal gels, retaining water, things like that. So, 2 ways to buy potting mix. You either buy a good quality plain potting mix and then add everything in it, or you spend a bit more, you buy something that's got everything already in it, you know, water crystals and saturate, things like that, and fertiliser. It's up to you how you do it, depends how much time you've got. Okay, so we're going to fill it just to the top. There's these lines just below those lines. Once we water it, that's the sort of the finish mark. But when you got dry potting mix, it's a false line. So when we water it, it's actually going to drop down sort of 15-20 mil. So what you want to do is fill it up to just below the top. Just using an old yogurt tub to transfer the potting mix in. That's pretty close actually. A bit of a shake helps level it out, and that's sort of just below the top. That's pretty good. When I say just below, in this case here, you know, 10-15 mil, 10 mil, so maybe just a bit of touch more. There we go, that's better. Okay. Now, I won't provide that on top of the pot, because any dead material, I don't want that in the pot. I want to try and stay as hygienic as possible. And keep that label. I can't tell what it is, but it's just more of a habit than anything. Alright, so we're gently going to squeeze that pot, pull on the foliage gently. So it's not too bad, but there's a bit going on here. First way I do it, I split it in half. Gently separate it like that. Don't want to put it on the ground in case there's disease on it. You split that in half, then we want to split it in half again. So some people go that way, or some people go that way. I let the plants determine it. So if there's a bigger gap, that's what I'm looking for. So if there's a bigger gap there, I'll split it like that, as opposed to here. The plants are tighter, closer together, so I'm going to look for a bigger gap, which in this case is here. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it's better going that way. So I'm going to split that using my fingers, gently pulling away, and you don't want to pull too hard that they tear and break. You want to try and untangle it without tearing. It's not always as easy as it sounds. Okay. Then again, looking for the gap. Your fingers is separating the leaves. Okay. Parsley's pretty tough, so you don't have to stress too much about it. Grows real quick too. Alright, they're separate. I'm just going to split them. Perfect, so we're nearly ready to plant them up. So we can do the same with the rest. last one. There we go. Right. So notice these are a little bit yellow. That's because they might have dried out at some point, or a little bit pot bound. So they're not too bad, but some of the more yellow we're just going to trim off. Doesn't matter really too much where. I always try to go as low as possible, so that's ready to go. Now, using my little stick here. Now we've got 8, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So we're just looking for. Oh, actually, we're going to do 4 per pot, so it's nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're just trying to space it out. So when the plants grow, they've got the most amount of space. And in terms of the depth, we want to go just a little bit deeper than the root ball. So we've ended up going about there. Another way to measure it is a little bit deeper than the punnet. Okay. Now see how it doesn't quite fit? Because I didn't sort of jiggle my stick enough. Make it just a bit wider. Do one at a time. It's probably better. Just gently pushing that down, moving the soil around it. Like that, holding the foliage up, squeezing, making it pretty firm. It's pretty tough, these things. And that should really sit upright and not flop over. Alright, next one. Second turns. Trim the dead bits on the ground, not on your pot. And yep, looking pretty good. Don't be scared to make it look good too. Even if it's a healthy leaf and sort of sticking out funny, trim it off, make it look good and neat. Okay, widen this hole. Push down firmly. Use the surrounding soil to push over the top of the root ball and then gently push down on it. That should stay upright, which it is. We've got a couple more to go. Some people trim the root ball, but I try not to, since it's had enough damage. So you can avoid doing it. I personally prefer not doing any further damage to it. Ideally, you want to be using a product called Plant Starter. They're not paying me to suggest that. But Plant Starter is really good because it's a hormone, it's not a fertilizer, and it repairs the root ball. So, and limits the transplant shock, which is sort of ticks every box in this instance. It's called Plant Starter. Alright, one to go. Pretty straightforward. Love cooking with parsley. So many different uses, and so many different dishes. I reckon all homes have to have it. Alright, we're just about done. As I said, if your potting mix hasn't got fertiliser, now's the time to put it in. This one has got it. You can see there's little orange balls there. That's a fertiliser in this case. And just going to give it a little shake. That's for the next pot. Get our water. And we can gently try not to do it over the root balls. Oops. Put that in the shower. Just low pressure. You put the pressure up too high, you'll quickly realise what will happen, and it's basically going to wash the soil away from the root ball and leave the root ball exposed, and then you have to go back and sort of top it up, fix it. And after you've watered like this, plenty of water. Just check the root balls are all good. Probably needs to be just pushed down a little bit. These three are fine. That's it. That's your potted parsley. Ready to go. Thanks for watching.